Cheers. Hey, hi, hello, welcome to today's video. It's the end of the year book tag. What I'm gonna do, I saw this over at Bestie Larry. She is Larry Reads. She is one of the kindest people ever. I've been following her for like a year now, I think, and I saw her do this and I was like, I'm gonna do it too. So I have all the questions next to me on my screen. All the books are here next to me, so I'm gonna be looking all over the place. So bear with me on this one. But we're gonna talk about my favorite books of the year, my least favorite books of the year, and everything in between. The most beautiful covers, the best book adaptations, and all of that. So if you're in for that, let's grab a drink, let's grab a snack, because I think this is gonna be a long one. I'm gonna get right into it. So the first question is the best recommendation of the year, of this year, and I really had to think of this one because I was like, I don't know. I see so many recommendations and people just talking about books. I was like, what was the best one? But I've come to one book, and that is Face Off by Chelsea Curto. In general, this entire series was being very big recommendations everywhere. And then around July, I was like, okay, I'm gonna search for them. I'm gonna look for them. And then I'm gonna read them. And oh my god, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. The 5th part came out this month. And I already read it. I liked it. I loved it. But this entire series, I binged. So I want to say this is the best recommendation I've got this year. Because I don't think I've ever seen it before this year. Like this big. And I was like, okay, all the other books that I read were like going around and around in circles on BookTok and Bookstagram. I was like, I don't know, but this. If you're searching for a great hockey romance, this is it. This is it. She is the first woman to join the NHL? The NFL. I think it's the NHL. And like the DC Stars. That's the hockey team. Obsessed. Obsessed to found family in this book. It's so fun. They even have a book club. Do that with that information what you want. But I really, really liked it. Then we go to the most disappointing book of the year. And I want to say, if you like this book, good for you. Because I've been debating on picking it for like last year. I was like, I don't know if it's for me, but it's the Pumpkin and Spice Cafe. I gave it 2 stars. Should I have DNF'd? Probably, but I want to keep on reading, or I wanted to keep on reading the series. I was like, I heard it's only getting better, so I want to know what it's about and where it's going. So the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I think we all know this book in this series. Would I recommend? I don't know. It's like a maybe. If you're like in the mood for I wouldn't even say fall because this happens in the summer, but if you're just in the mood for a quick, fun read, yes. But if you're in the mood for like highly complex characters with a romance subplot, no. You won't get this or get that from this book. Yeah. Then the third question is, what was an underdog book? I've searched the meaning for this of what underdog means. I can't find it and it doesn't click with me what it means, so I'm just gonna skip that one. If you know what underdog means, let me know in the comments, like you're talking to a child, okay? English is not my first language. I think you could have, or you should know that, but English is not my first language. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm leaving that one open. So the next one is, what was an overhyped book you read? I will tell you. The Book of Azrael. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So many people like it. So many people love it. And I was like, I'm missing stuff. I am missing stuff. If you liked it, good for you. Wasn't for me. Like, for the thickness of a book, I wanted more, I think. And I didn't give. So, yeah. The Book of Azrael, for that question. A book that surprised me was actually a book by an author that I read back in 2021. And I was like, I don't know. Then I read another book by her and I was like, I still don't know. But it is Deep End by Ellie Hazelwood. Lots of people hated this book or didn't like it. I liked it. I really loved it. I think it was like a 4 stars for me or 5 stars. Somewhere in between that realm. I gave it and it was so good. I really liked it. I liked the swimmer aspect of it because obviously I'm a swimmer. I think I mentioned that before, but I don't know. It really did something for me. I can see why people didn't like it. I can see the points of where people come in like, no, that was not it. But Deep End really surprised me because I was like, oh, I've heard so many negative things and I want to see it for myself. It surprised me in a good way, in a really good way. My favorite couples of this year are Rio and Hallie. They are from Rewind It Back, the last book in the series by List of 40. Like, I tapped the hell out of this book. They are one of my favorite couples of this year. And then I have one that I more recently read, which is Clara and Jack from Holiday Ever After. I don't know, their relationship was just so funny and wholesome and everything I could want in a book. And it was there and I really liked it and I really loved it. And I can go on and on about that book. I really liked it. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say I really liked it in this book, in this video. Please don't keep that. Don't count, okay? You could make a drinking game out of that if you want. My favorite main characters of this year are obviously Emerson from Face Off, because she was such a badass. And I really liked it. I really liked her. Like, yeah, I read that book in a day. So I was like, oh, I was eating it up. And then going into the next question is new favorite author you discovered this year, Chelsea Curto. Chelsea Curto. I love her books. I just love it. Go read her books. I don't care. Read the books right now. I don't care if your TBR is 100 books. Pick it up. Pick it up. Yes, we got that good. Then on the other side, we have an author that didn't work out for me this year, which is Bailey Hanna. She is the author of, I don't know what the series is called, but with like the ranch and everything. Wells Ranch, I think, is the series she wrote. Didn't like it. I gave her first 3 books a try, because the third one was like, okay, setting up the series, setting up everyone. It's like, okay, fine, 3.5 stars. Then I read the second one, where I hated the female main character. I was like, why am I reading this? And then the third one was okay again, but I was like, nah, the writing wasn't for me. Just the whole vibe wasn't for me. But I do love me a good cowboy romance, but she just wasn't it for me. So yeah, there we go. Then we have the happiest book you read this year. I wouldn't say I read any happy books, okay? I saw this question, I was like, happy books? Happy books. But I think the book that also made me feel very happy was Black Power Steel by Sarah Adams. This is the 3rd book in the When in Rome series. And the 4th book is coming out in a week, I think, the 30th of December. Really liked it. I know, I think that Cameron Stewart was really great. And everything. Just the whole setup was fun and everything. And oh, I want to reread. I want to reread almost every book I read this year. Because I feel like I've narrowed down my specific reading style or my reading taste. Right now I'm like, I want to read that book. Because that's right in my alley. And then there's another book. I'm like, no. I just know from the before that I won't like it. So I'm not going to pick it up. So yeah. There we go. What was the saddest book I read this year? Bear Down by Freddie McMahon. Do I need to say more? Do I need to say more? I don't know. But this was very sad. Or for me, like in the end, I was having so many feelings that I just wanted to cry. Another great competitor is The Glass Girl by Kathleen Glasgow. I don't have it with me currently. It's on my shelf, but that was also very sad. I was really reading that with a friend of mine. We were like, we need each other with this. So those are 2 of the most saddest books I read this year. Oh no, I'm lying. The most frustrating book I read this year was, where is it? Oh, here it is. Like, there's stacks around me, okay? I don't know. It's Filthy Rich Vampires. I don't know what I went into thinking in this book, but I was like, oh, it's vampires. Oh, it's royalty. It's gonna be fun. No. No, it just frustrated me to the point that I didn't know what the plot was. And to think that there are 4 or 5 more books in this series, I'm like, no. I will not be picking it up. So, I will not. But I still have the first book. But obviously we will not continue. Then the next question is the best book adaptation of the year. I don't really watch book adaptations that much, or just like a fantasy novel. I want to watch it, but I haven't really watched any movies or TV series this year. But overall, I want to say Shadow and Bone, but I know it didn't come out this year. But Shadow and Bone is a great adaptation. Shadowhunters is also, like... But I wrote down Copa Mia, but that's like, I think the first book. But you have Copa Nistra? I want to say it's the 3rd book. I know that came out this year. I haven't watched it yet. But I might. I might. Still might. But I want to say that's the best, because that's the only thing I can think of that came out. I know Frida McFadden book has been turned into a movie, but I don't like to watch those. I need to read the books first. So, yeah. Copra Nicha. I am not Spanish. Or Spanish speaking. My favorite covers of the year. I was like, I don't have favorite covers. I don't. I do. I have this stunning edition of Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Faber. I want to say Stephanie Myers, but that's not a great author. But it's like this little ticket, and everything just makes sense with the story and the way it's written, and like little clues all around the book. I think it's very stunning. Like the gold and the black. Stunning. And then, as we know, one of my favorite authors is Emily McIntyre, and she has been releasing her Neverwalter series in this stunning edition of a book. Hooked is right up there. Like, you see a little bit. That's Hooked. And this is like Scar, the second part, came out in August of this year, and this next 2 books come out in February. Believe me, I will be the first in line to get those books, because they are stunning. But also with this book, so many clues to the story. I love it. I just love it. I can't. Yeah. Then we have a book you haven't stopped thinking about, which is Breathe With Me by Becca Mack. I love her entire Flying for Keeps series. Like, I know there's so many controversy going on around this book, and I can see where it comes from in the first 2 books. I'm like, yeah, I can see it, but it just gets better and better, and I cried. I cried happy tears, I cried sad tears. I cried overall in this book. But it just stuck with me because the storyline was so well written. And the characters and everything. And you just went back in time. And see all these little scenes from the other 4 books. And be like, they went through so much. And we didn't even know. Yeah, pick it up. Pick it up. An unpopular book I loved is Detained by Luna Mason. I read that as an ARC back in November, because I think a book is being published right now. Or something like that. And they were sending out ARCs, or not physical ARCs, but like e-ARCs for people who wanted those. And I read it and I was like, it's a 4th book in a series. And I was like, I didn't know it was like the 4th book in a series. But even though I didn't read the other books, I really liked it. And I don't think it's like that book is very popular, because I haven't seen a lot about it. So yeah, that's one of the books I really liked. Then we have a popular book that I didn't love. Cross the Line by Simone Soltani. I think this was like a 3 stars for me. Isn't too bad, isn't the greatest, isn't the worst, but I had so many high hopes because I saw so many people rave about it, and I was like, okay, I will finally pick it up. It just didn't work for me, sadly enough. It didn't. So, yeah. A Puppy the book I didn't love. A book I thought I was gonna love, but I didn't, is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I don't know. I wouldn't even be able to tell you what the book was even about, because like the first half was really great. I was like, okay, 4 stars. 4 stars could be really great. And then it just went downhill. Like they were there and they were there and they were there. It was like, I don't know. I lost track of the book. I really lost track of the book. So yeah, I thought I was gonna really like it. I didn't. Then we have a book with the most unique concept I read. I think Babel is one of those, because with all the languages being tied together, and it just was this whole big thing. I was like, yeah, I really liked it as well. Like, this book gave what I wanted to give. So, yes, highly recommend. A book I read this year that I want to reread is Rewind It Back by Liston 40. Like I mentioned before in my earlier videos, I have started rereading Mile High. And I want to reread the entire series in coming of next year. So this will be reread. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. Like I said, I really love this whole universe that is in. So yeah, I will always recommend these books. A project to read for next year is The Edge of Darkness series by Lee Rivers. I have read the first one this month, and I want to read the rest as well. I think it's called a trilogy, but it's this book with 2 other books, and then I think there's a 4th book. I don't know how much the 4th book is going to be intertwined with the trilogy, but very excited to see where it goes. I picked it up in a whim, because I was like, oh, I don't have any more books to read, and I want to read a physical book, and I saw this in the bookstore. I was like, you know what? This sounds right on my alley, what I want to read. So, really excited to read the rest. My Goodreads 2025 reading goal, and what I think about it, and my reading goal for 2026. My goal for 2025 was 65 books, because I think that's like, for me, a very doable thing due to health and everything. But I have read 171 books so far this year, I want to say, and I have like maybe time for 1 or 2 more, but we'll see how that goes. But you know, I surpassed it and I'm very happy. I really doubted myself in the beginning. I was like, I'm not gonna do this, and then by April I read 40 or 50 books already. I was like, oh damn. And then for 2026, in my reading journal, I've put 65, because I think that's mostly what I put every year, because I was like, it's safe. I know I will reach that. You know, I don't want to set the bar too high for myself and make it a chore. But I'm maybe thinking of 80, between 65 and 80 will be the most doable for me, since I am also hopefully finishing my study this year, but we shall see if I can do that still. Books. Okay, so next question is books I wish I got to this year. Is the rest of this series, because I'm not gonna be able to read like 3 more books this year, and I'm very sad about it. But I don't want to rush those books. Like I don't want to, so I won't. What I will prioritize in 2026, reading wise, is reading more books I will enjoy. Because this year I had a couple of books I was like, I don't enjoy this, you know. From the beginning I was like, I don't think I will enjoy this, and still push through. And I think I need to learn myself how to DNF books, because I can't. I need to finish those, because I always have hope that the book gets better. You know, the Book of Ashra is a example of that, but we'll see. my goals for reading in 2026 are, like I said, read 65 to 80 books. And try to read more arcs, because I've been trying to read arcs the last half of this year, like more regularly. Even though I find it really hard, because I want to switch between digital and physical a lot, but with arcs I can't. So that's a little bit of a problem. But I want to try to read those more. And then my goals for my book content in 2026 are keep up with my weekly uploads on Friday. 5 p.m. Dutch Amsterdam time. And make more bookish friends, because I need those. I highly read those. You know, over the year, I think I started here and then now I'm here with friends. You know, the more friends I have, the more different books I can get, I think. So, yeah. That was the end of the year book tag. I think I did that pretty easily. Pretty fast. It's only 21 minutes. But yeah, I hope you liked. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please leave a like, please comment. And if you came this far in the video, and let me know your goal for 2026, your reading goal. Because I want to see what other people want to be with their goals. And I will hopefully see you in the next one. Okay? I'll see you then. Goodbye.